So I'm making a small video just to show a couple of things to Jeff. This is the wisteria plant. The way it arrived, it was quite in a state. Hopefully it will manage to grow. And so there is Skippy. I was about to do bucket time as usual, but unfortunately I found out then that the GoPro was completely out of charge. So when I tried to take the video, nothing worked, of course. And I just want to show Jeff how is the story with Brambles compared to yesterday. So it's been really a struggle to get him into the stable, because he absolutely didn't want to move. He was basically he's here with Brambles. Okay, well, you can see him standing up now. He's still quite a bit cross with me. He doesn't want me to get close, so I'm not getting really close. But basically what is being done, all these 4 youths has been properly cleaned and trimmed. So they got a spray. In the front left was the one that he has a little bit of an infection going between the hoof and the wall, but it's nothing that big, but probably enough to give him problems. So it's been treated, it's been cleaned. He did get some antibiotics and some painkiller, so he should be fine. The only problem was that he was staying all the way down where that gate is, and I tried every possible trick of the book. He didn't want to move. He was stiff as a rock and he didn't want to walk at all. So what I done with the buckets, I managed to collect all the sheep into that area and I closed the gate, because if I say maybe we can check him into the field, and if the sheep are there, otherwise they all start to grow around, it's not possible to work. But as soon as the vet arrived, the magic happened and he started to run at the speed of light all across the field. So basically we had to chase him all that way down there, all the way down there, all the way down there. And thankfully, because all the sheep was there, he was trying to go where the flock was. So we managed to get him into that area and close the gate. But then I had the sheep to give them a little bit of something to do, because otherwise the stable area is too small, they get tired to stay there. I let them stay in that little field. But then he started to go around that little field. We had to chase him a couple of times, when finally we managed to get into one stable. And then once he was in the stable, he got the treatment. And the vet goes, "Can you flip him upside down?" It's like, what the hell are you talking about? It's impossible to do in one person. But this guy was a pretty strong Spanish guy. He managed to flip Brambles in some way. And then we've basically done all the job to the hooves and given the injection and the stuff. But it's been quite a bit of a story. Unfortunately, if he would have been just walking a bit, it would have been really easy with a bucket to get into the stables area and then closing in the stable. That's the usual trick that we do when we need to. And it would have been a lot less stressful, but that hasn't been a way really. He didn't want to move. He really was like a rock, unmovable. And I'm not sure how much, but I'm pretty sure he weighs well over 130 kilos. It's probably 150 or even more, because he's a big sheep. And you can't move a sheep like that. I mean, even a sheep like Dome that looks little, sheep are really dense. If you try to lift him up, you probably won't be able to, or they're going to crack your back, because they're a lot heavier than what they look like. Even if most of it is wool, sheep are really heavy. He wants more biscuits, but he got so many biscuits, and see. Anyway, everyone else is fine. I can see that Brambles is still a bit wary of me. He doesn't want me to get close to him, and it's a bit of a pity, because I lost a bit his trust. Hopefully I'll get him back. But we had to do what we had to do, because he wasn't eating. He was still looking a bit strange. And now we got the treatment and he's going to be fine. After the treatment, I made him stay an half an hour around here. I wanted to have him in the stable, but he didn't want to stay there. He was trying to smash the door, so I had to let him at least out in this thing to give time to the spray and the medicine to get absorbed, because if he goes straight on into the wet, it might wash away. But as you can see, at least he's walking. He's probably still a little bit stressed, because it's been a bit of a stressful day. But I couldn't do any different. That was the only way we could get into a stable and do some treatment. Yeah, when the sheep doesn't want to move, it's a problem, because you can't just pick it up. and move it around. You're still doing the leap. You are funny. Right, so that's it, Jeff. You can see he's still looking a little bit, but at least he walks. He wasn't walking like that yesterday. He wasn't walking at all, and not even this morning. He didn't want to move, but now he's back to his feet. As I say, he didn't want the bucket, but I've seen it. You can see it even now. He's eating grass. So I keep that gate closed for a couple of days more because I need somewhere to Monday to find a way to get him into the stables again. So that's it, Panda. Right, so that was a short video to show how the story is. It's going to get better.